Imagine a civilization, thousands of years old, yet so advanced in its architecture and artistry that even today, we struggle to comprehend its brilliance. This is not a tale of some distant alien world, but a story from our own planet's history, the saga of ancient Egypt. Nestled in the northeast corner of Africa, ancient Egypt was a civilization that bloomed along the fertile banks of the Nile River, a life-giving artery that sustained it for millennia. This river, winding its way through the harsh desert landscape, was the lifeblood of the civilization, providing both sustenance and transportation, turning an otherwise inhospitable land into a cradle of civilization. The time frame of this civilization is vast, its roots reaching back to the pre-dynastic period around 5,000 years before Christ. From these early beginnings, Egypt grew into a civilization that would fascinate the world for millennia, its influence echoing through the ages. It was a civilization that marveled at the cosmos, that harnessed the power of the Nile, and that built monuments so grand, they still stand today as a testament to their ingenuity. They were the ancient Egyptians, a people of remarkable skill and vision, living in a land of contrasts, where the harsh desert met the fertile river valley, where the mortal realm touched the divine. Their legacy is etched in stone, written in the sands of time, and buried deep within the earth, waiting to be discovered. From the towering pyramids to the intricate hieroglyphics, every artifact, every monument, every grain of sand tells a story of a civilization that was, and continues to be, an enigma. But who were these people? How did they build such a civilization in the heart of the desert? What secrets did they know that we are still trying to uncover? And what legacy did they leave behind for us to discover? These are the questions that pull us into the enigma of ancient Egypt. Now let's journey back in time to the dawn of this remarkable civilization. In the arid deserts of Northeast Africa, the seed of an extraordinary civilization was planted. This seed sprouted during the pre-dynastic period, a time stretching from 6000 to 3150 BC. As the sun blazed overhead, tribes began to form, scattered across the vast desert landscape. These tribes, born out of necessity for survival, were the first building blocks of a society that would grow to shape the course of human history. Yet the harsh desert was not the only environment these early Egyptians had at their disposal. Running through the heart of their land was the Nile, a river that breathed life into the arid desert. Along its banks, the early Egyptians began to cultivate crops, harnessing the fertile silt left behind by the river's annual flooding. They grew wheat and barley, raised cattle and sheep, and in doing so laid the foundation for a society that would not just survive, but thrive. Yet survival was not enough for these resilient people. They yearned for unity, for a society that was more than just scattered tribes, and so, in a monumental feat of diplomacy and warfare, they achieved what had once seemed impossible. Upper and Lower Egypt, two regions so diverse in culture and geography, were brought together under a single banner. This unification was not just a political act, but a spiritual one. It marked the birth of a civilization that viewed its leaders not just as rulers, but as gods. It was the dawn of a belief system that would shape their laws, their culture, and their very perception of life and death. With a united kingdom and a fertile land, the stage was set for the rise of the Pharaohs. This unity and abundance gave birth to a civilization that would construct some of the most iconic structures in human history, develop a written language that still fascinates us today, and leave a cultural legacy that continues to echo through the ages. Enter the Pharaohs, the god-kings who would rule Egypt for millennia. These were the divine rulers of the Old Kingdom, a period stretching from 2700 to 2200 BC. During this time, ancient Egypt was a land of grandeur and mystique, and at the heart of it all were the pharaohs. These god-kings, believed to be the earthly embodiment of the gods themselves, held absolute power and were revered by their subjects. The Old Kingdom, often dubbed as the Age of the Pyramids, was a time of architectural marvels and engineering feats. The crowning glory of this era was the construction of the Great Pyramids, which stand tall even today, a testament to the ancient Egyptians' unparalleled craftsmanship and ingenuity. Imagine the effort it took to build these colossal structures, with each stone block weighing an average of 2.5 tons. Now picture this. The Great Pyramid of Giza, the tallest of them all, is made up of over 2 million of these blocks. It's a breathtaking feat of human endeavor, one that continues to baffle and astound us even today. But the pyramids were not the only impressive structures from this era. The Sphinx, with its lion's body and a human head, is yet another marvel from the Old Kingdom. This enigmatic statue, carved out of a single piece of limestone, has been silently keeping watch over the Giza Plateau for over 4,000 years. Yet, despite their architectural prowess and the grandeur of their civilization, the Old Kingdom ultimately crumbled. Famine, political instability, and power struggles led to its downfall. But the spirit of the Egyptians, their resilience, and their belief in the divine order of things never faltered. While the Old Kingdom crumbled, the indomitable spirit of the Egyptians endured. The story of ancient Egypt is a testament to this enduring spirit, a tale of a civilization that rose from the ashes time and again, always reaching for the stars, always building towards eternity. From the ashes of the Old Kingdom rose a new era, an age of empire. A time when ancient Egypt, a civilization already steeped in grandeur, reached even higher pinnacles of power and influence. This was the Middle Kingdom, spanning from 2050 to 1650 BC, a period of stability and prosperity. It saw the reunification of Egypt under a single pharaoh, marking the rebirth of a centralized state. The Middle Kingdom was also a time of architectural revolution. Building on the foundations of their predecessors, the pharaohs of this era commissioned temples and pyramids that rivaled and sometimes even surpassed those of the Old Kingdom in their grandeur. And then came the New Kingdom, an age stretching from 1550 to 1070 BC. This was Egypt's age of empire, a time when its influence extended far beyond its borders. Notable pharaohs like Hatshepsut and Tutankhamun reigned during this period, their rule characterized by an expansion of the empire, the development of trade, and advancements in warfare. Hatshepsut, one of the few female pharaohs, was a masterful diplomat and a prolific builder. Her reign marked a period of peace, prosperity, and architectural innovation. Meanwhile, Tutankhamun, the boy king, is perhaps the most famous pharaoh of all, not for his achievements in life, but for the wealth of his tomb discovered in the early 20th century. The New Kingdom also saw a shift in military strategy. Egypt, once a defensive power, took on a more aggressive stance. They expanded their boundaries, built an empire, and developed a professional standing army, becoming a dominant force in the ancient world. But, as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. The New Kingdom, once so powerful and prosperous, began to crumble under the weight of internal strife, invasions, and economic difficulties, and as the New Kingdom faded, so too did the age of the pharaohs. In the sands of Egypt, the ancients left a written legacy, a language etched in stone. This language, known as hieroglyphics, is one of the earliest forms of written communication, and it played a crucial role in the evolution and sustenance of the ancient Egyptian civilization. Hieroglyphics were more than just a means of communication, they were a form of art, a manifestation of the Egyptians' deep-rooted belief in the power of words and symbols. Each hieroglyph, beautifully drawn, held a unique meaning, and together, they wove intricate stories of gods and pharaohs, of life and death, of battles and triumphs, and of the mysteries of the universe. Yet for many centuries, the secrets of these hieroglyphics were lost to time. Their meanings were shrouded in mystery, their stories unheard. That was until the discovery of the Rosetta Stone in 1799. This slab of granodiorite held the key to deciphering the enigmatic script. Inscribed upon its surface were 3 scripts: Greek, Demotic, and hieroglyphic, all carrying the same message. The Greek text, understood by scholars of the time, served as a guide to unravel the hieroglyphic script. It was through the tireless efforts of linguists and Egyptologists, most notably Jean-François Champollion, that the code was finally cracked in the early 19th century. With this breakthrough, the silent voices of ancient Egypt began to be heard once more. The deciphering of hieroglyphics opened a new chapter in our understanding of ancient civilizations. It shed light on their culture, their beliefs, their way of life. It painted a vivid picture of their rituals, their rulers, their monumental architectural feats, and their profound understanding of the cosmos. But most importantly, it allowed us to hear the voices of those who lived thousands of years ago, to read their thoughts, to share in their wisdom, to marvel at their creativity. It brought us closer to a civilization that, though long gone, continues to fascinate and inspire us. Through these ancient scripts, the voice of a long-lost civilization echoes into our world. In the twilight of its history, ancient Egypt faced invasions, annexations, and a shifting world. As the sun began to set on this once majestic civilization, the late period, spanning from 664 to 332 before Christ, marked a tumultuous era of foreign rule and internal strife. The Persian Empire, an emerging power, had annexed Egypt, bringing an end to the era of independent Egyptian pharaohs. Foreign rulers now sat on the throne that was once the seat of great Egyptian pharaohs, bringing with them a wave of change that rippled through the heart of the ancient civilization. But the Egyptian spirit was indomitable. Despite the foreign rule, the Egyptians clung fiercely to their culture and traditions. They continued to build temples, inscribe hieroglyphics, and worship their gods. Their resilience was a testament to the endurance of their civilization. Yet, another wave of change was on the horizon. In 332 before Christ, a young conqueror named Alexander the Great set his sights on Egypt. The ancient civilization, already weakened by years of foreign rule, fell to the Macedonian king. Egypt became a part of his vast empire, marking the end of the late period. In the aftermath of Alexander's conquest, the Ptolemaic dynasty was established, named after one of Alexander's generals, Ptolemy, who declared himself pharaoh. This Greek dynasty, the last to rule Egypt, brought about a fusion of Greek and Egyptian cultures, a melting pot of traditions and ideas. The final jewel in the crown of the Ptolemaic dynasty was Cleopatra, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom. Her reign, marked by political intrigue and romantic alliances, ended with her tragic death and the subsequent annexation of Egypt by the Roman Empire. Although the civilization of ancient Egypt fell, its influence endured. The sun had set on the era of the pharaohs, but the legacy of ancient Egypt would continue to shine, a beacon of historical significance that continues to illuminate the annals of human history. In the relics of pyramids and the whispers of hieroglyphics, ancient Egypt lives on. In realms of art, architecture, and culture, the echoes of this ancient civilization reverberate, shaping the world as we know it today. The grandeur of the pyramids, the enigma of the Sphinx, the intricacy of the hieroglyphics, these are more than mere remnants of a bygone era. They are timeless testaments to a civilization that was, and still is, a beacon of human ingenuity and resilience. The influence of ancient Egypt on art is undeniable. The vivid colors and lifelike representations of their wall paintings and sculptures set the stage for the development of realism in art. Their reliefs and sculptures, with their harmonious proportions and meticulous attention to detail, have inspired countless artists throughout history, leading to the creation of masterpieces that mirror the aesthetic sensibilities of the ancient Egyptians. In the realm of architecture, the legacy of ancient Egypt is perhaps most evident. The pyramids, those colossal structures that pierce the desert skyline, are not just architectural marvels. They are symbols of human audacity, of our unyielding quest to reach for the skies. Modern architectural designs, with their penchant for grandeur and symmetry, owe a great deal to the architectural principles of ancient Egypt. The cultural impact of ancient Egypt is equally profound. The concept of writing, as we know it today, has its roots in the hieroglyphics of ancient Egypt. They were the first to use symbols to represent words and ideas, paving the way for the development of alphabets and written language. Their religious rituals and beliefs, their concepts of life after death, continue to fascinate us, shaping our understanding of spirituality and the afterlife. In the saga of ancient Egypt, we find not just a history but a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. This ancient civilization, steeped in the mystique of pyramids and pharaohs, continues to echo in our art, our architecture, and our culture, reminding us of the timeless brilliance of the human spirit. As we unravel the mysteries of ancient Egypt, we discover a civilization of unparalleled richness and complexity. We've journeyed through its birth, the era of the pharaohs, and the age of empire, each chapter as vibrant as the last. We've marveled at the legacy of hieroglyphics, a form of writing that captured their thoughts and immortalized their stories. And we witnessed the end of an era, the echoes of which still reverberate in our world today. Throughout our journey, we've seen the incredible contributions of ancient Egyptians to art, architecture, and the written word. Their intricate hieroglyphics, Imposing pyramids and artistic marvels have left an indelible imprint on the annals of human history. These wonders continue to captivate us, fueling our curiosity and our thirst for knowledge. In the sands of time, the legacy of ancient Egypt endures, a beacon of human achievement that continues to inspire and fascinate us.